The day is Sunday, the 12th of October, 2025. Let's do the crossword. Okay, common sight near the entrance of a mall. Not sure. Green or black African menace. No, not sure. Like could be ilk. Potentially, but then freak out beginning having a K as the second letter doesn't quite work for me. I'll leave it out for now. Anglers lure, so they use worms, right? To help with fishing, I believe, like bait. Oh, let me just have a quick look. Make no mistake is the description that the title for this crossword. Make no mistake. All right, I'll keep that in the back of my mind. I can't make sense of it right now. What many monks and yogis are. Ascetic, maybe? Doesn't quite fit. All right, let's see if there's some easier ones somewhere. Blew out, good name for an apiarist. Bee, maybe? Apiary, I think, is something to do with bees. Okay, words that might precede outdone spot. So that's from, what is that from? Macbeth. Words that might precede. Yeah, not sure. Rocker Axl Rose. Okay, that's something. UPS competitor. FedEx or what is UPS? Yeah, FedEx, UPS, something like that. Maybe could be a different thing. Could be a different acronym. Not sure. Blew out. Exhaled. Could just be exhaled. Mishmash. No, not sure. UPS. Oh, DHL. Of course, that's another logistics company. Don't know what either of those things stand for, by the way. Words that might precede bad. Bad something. So it sends to Hades. Hades is like the underworld. So if you damn someone, perhaps that would be sending them to Hades. If you're damned, maybe. Bad dog. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's not a Macbeth reference at all. So Spot is a very common dog's name. And if you're scolding that dog, you would say bad. I won't say it out loud because my dog is in the room. That's funny. Mishmash. So mishmash could be oleo, I think is a word to describe like a mix of stuff. Bloke. Gent, perhaps. Yeah, gent, that fits. Okay, words on a juice carton, not sure. Absolutely in slang. No, I'm not sure. All right, what about this? Boast accompanying an evil laugh, 120 seconds. Interesting. 120 seconds. So I'm seeing MIN is in these circled bits, in these circled squares. So maybe there's two. So min plus min would add up to 120 seconds. So is that what's going on here? So if it is min, then boast accompanying an evil laugh. Oh, mine all mine. Whoops, mine all mine. Mine all mine, and then evil laugh. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Kind of. I'm less convinced now about worm because never ending could be eternal. That would make sense there. So 32 ounces. Okay, so we're adding together units of measure, it seems like. That might be what's going on. Okay. Lampshade shaped candy piece. I have no idea. Badly, no. It's covered in kernels. A cob, like a corn on the cob, has many kernels. Maybe. Oh, wait, maybe it was aesthetics. Huh. I don't know why I didn't just add the S on the end there. I had it already. Okay. Sure. Yeah, so this is teen at the end of Never Ending. Now, I'll come back to that section. Let's see what else there is. Absolutely could be deaf. Most deaf. Words on a juice carton, not for individual sale or something. Hey, what is this thing? That's a bit odd. Okay. So I think it is not 4 for 28 across. Cycle at night. No. Religious title whose name comes from the Hebrew for father. Oh, if it's Hebrew, I guess it would be rabbi, I would think. Yeah. So I guess not. No, not sure. Project Hail Mary creatures. I have no idea what that means. Sound from a horn. No. Give some heat, say. Maybe it's not rabbi. Because, yeah, none of these seem to be working out. Unless low-pitched jazz instruments for short. Bass. Saxes, perhaps. Okay. Bass sax. Is that a thing? That may well exist. Classic car that shares its name with a planet informally. Informally? Classic car. No, not sure. Well, like Earth, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury. No, not sure. Post-debate areas. No. CPR pressure points? No. Rob Reiner, perhaps, is a film director. I think he did This is Spinal Tap, among others. Doofuses north of the border. Oh yeah, Canadians. So north of the border, meaning Canada, I assume. They call people hosers to mean that they are dumb. I think. I think. Sure. Cry of frustration could be ARG, ARGH, potentially. And then, yeah, so some old game consoles would be Ataris. That makes sense. Bull in a Chihuahua shop. Bull in a Chihuahua shop. What? Okay. Roxanne Gay, author of Bad Feminist. I've heard of that person. Roxanne. Would that be with an N or an E? Roxanne? I might leave it as is. Toro. Okay. Toro is Spanish for bull. Chihuahua. Yes, Chihuahua is a place in Mexico. Fairy tale sibling Gretel. So Hansel and Gretel. Cool. Tidbits could be morsels. Okay. CPR pressure points sterna. Sterna being the plural of sternum, perhaps. I've never. Yeah, I didn't know that's how it was pluralized. Okay. Speck could be a mote, like a mote of dust, a speck of dust. Faint. Not sure. Clever sort. Not sure. Post debate area. Some rooms, I think. So my first thought was like green rooms, but that doesn't quite work. But some rooms does. I'm not sure what type of room exactly, but I can come back to that. Oh, actually, can I do words on a juice carton? 28 across. Not. Something rate, maybe? Or titrate, or I think whatever symbol this is that's in between these two squares is kind of throwing me off. I might need to get a bit more before I can make sense of that. I'll move on then. Turn that frown upside down, smile. That's what that means. Rumspringers in Amish communities, those are rites of passage, I believe, in those communities. Faint could be swoon, I think. Okay. Clever sort could be a wit, so someone who's witty. It's quite clever. Big name in vacuum cleaners. I mean, I think of, Dyson or something along those lines. Writer Shel Silverstein. His Eminence, Her Eminence, one or the other. I'll leave it out for now. Barista's Flourish could be, so like latte art is what initially came to mind. I'm not sure, something beginning with S. I'm very much sold on Shel Silverstein. Okay, actor Firth, Colin Firth is the most well-known Firth I can think of. Biohazard regulator. I would have thought the EPA, but it's something beginning with O, I guess. I'll have to come back to that. Hot French beverage. So cafe or té. I think that's how they say T in French, THE. So maybe it's OSHA, biohazard regulator, as in the occupational safety something. Employ then could be use. I'm making use of, I'm employing something. Resolute item. I think that's a desk, right? The resolute oak desk. For some reason that exists in my mind. Okay. Plug as water. No, I'm not sure. Moody music genre would be emo. Light up, not sure. Worker with a handler. No, still not sure there. Plug. Dam up. So damming, yeah, when you dam something, you're plugging it up. Worker with a handler could be a spy, right? Spies, I guess, have handlers to make sure they're on track. Light up with a question mark. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'll have to come back to that. Recite, no. Facility, no. Took off. Shed, no, it doesn't fit. Okay, A in Ashkelon. So I think it's Aleph is the letter A, potentially. Yes, I think so. And then org that collaborates with MADD would be PTA, I would imagine. So MADD is Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So that would make sense for them to collaborate with the Parent Teacher Association at a school. Yeah. And then Sweets could be like a pet name, sort of like Hun, refer to someone as Sweets. Potentially, or maybe with an O. Maybe with an O? Let's see. Old Scratch, capital S Scratch. Not sure. Creature that can leap more than 150 times its own body length. I have no idea. 150 times? It must be some sort of insect or like an ant or a beetle or something along those lines, I imagine. And Buddhist riddles, I don't know. I don't think I know. All right, let's see what else there is. Fair hiring initials. So what is this? Equal opportunity employer or something? Or equal something? Something along those lines. I can't recall. Insta chats would be either IMs or DMs. Could be DMs, direct messages. Maybe. When mating typically occurs, spring or... Yeah, no, not sure. Cry of frustration. Yeah, not sure. Your point is this could be something so and so, or something so, I wager. Company that owns words with friends. I have no idea. Something a beach lifeguard monitors. Waves, or could it be wave? No, I don't love that. Big Apple's bravest, in brief. Oh yeah, the fire department, I suppose. Fire Department of New York, FDNY. I think they would be considered the bravest. When mating typically occurs, maybe in something, in something, potentially. Pretty cool stuff. Then, ending in I. No, that's pretty cool stuff. I would think of like ice, maybe. Ice is pretty cool. Maybe. No, I might leave that out. Your point is yes. Yeah, so. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. And then cry of frustration. I mean, it could be a CH, a GH. I think it'll be a. Could also be UGH. No, there's too many options at this point. I'll leave it out for now. Let's see now. Let's see. 24 inches, which is 2 feet. So maybe it's FT here, FT here, and FT here. Does that help split something equally? Half. So something to do with halving, I would think. So would there be a half there? Now, before I get to that, let's see if I've got any more progress with these ones now that I've got at least a letter in place. So chow would be food, I guess. John across the pond. Okay, maybe it's not food then, because John, would be something like Sean, yeah, which is the Irish form of the name John, or it could be Lou, or something of that nature. John could mean toilet. It could mean the name. So yeah, not too sure. Either way, I can't imagine the second letter would be D. Okay, body parts examined for arrhythmia. I mean your heart, right? Um, Arrhythmia is a heart condition. That's a body part. Your veins, your chest. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Okay, I guess I'll need a bit more. Put on add, maybe? Oh, atria. Atria. We're getting that specific, the atria of the heart. Okay. Email attachment type would be PDF then. Oh, there's a lot of F's happening here. Oh, 50-50. Okay, maybe something 50-50. That would make sense. So split something equally, go 50-50. Not sure what the verb is there, but I'll. So it was I here, which is helpful. So maybe it was ice being pretty cool stuff. Okay, and then something a beach. Oh, the tide. I was close. I was a little bit close. Tide rather than wave. When mating typically occurs, end. End of something? End of. No, I don't know. Let's see. What about waving the white flags? This has got that weird symbol in between C and D. So 24 inches. No, I don't quite understand what's happening here. Waving the white flag. So like surrendered would be my assumption. There's no S's anywhere, logical, or even R's at this point. Yeah. No, not sure. Poor grade. F, D, maybe? And then facility, ease. So something is facile, it's easy. So facility could be ease. Took off, no, not sure. Okay, let's see this section. I haven't been here yet. Setting of many Patrick O'Brian novels. I don't know who Patrick O'Brian is. Aerodynamic quality could be sleekness. Okay. And then light up. Sue. Some? No. What would that? Light up with a question mark. I am not sure. No. Because I would think, okay, there's like SUV, but why would that be light up? I don't know. Sue, as in to sue someone, but what does that have to do with light up? Sup, again, supping, like having supper. Don't know what that would have to do with light up. So I really don't know. Interesting. All right, let's see what else there is. Patrick O'Brien, still don't know. Business name abbreviation. Business name abbreviation. It's like LTD or PTY or LLC. One of those, but potentially. And then job requirements for top research positions would be PhDs. Okay, so maybe it's LTD, as in limited, proprietary limited. And this is PhDs. More or less. Could be meh. More or less. Meh. No, that doesn't quite work to me. And also ET something ND doesn't quite work for me either. Okay. I'll come back to that. Reese's Flourish, still don't know. The Facts of Life. I'm not sure what that is. Chance. Odds? No. Because this is either his eminence or her eminence. In which case, chance. No, I got nothing. Ripen, age, perhaps. Rafts. No, not sure. Men who marry later in life. No, I don't know. All right. Scientist who spent his last years under house arrest. No, I don't know that either. Why would they be in house arrest? No, I don't know. Prefix with matter. Goodness, I'm really struggling today. Hold dear. Song in a book of songs. Platoon or battalion could be a unit, potentially. Maybe. And then name found in whole milk could be a meal. Okay. And then mouthy bird, maybe a nanny bird. Do they have a big mouth? I'm not sure. Hold dear. Hug, potentially. And then, hymn. So a hymn would be a song in a book of songs. And then antimatter could be a prefix with matter. So maybe it's not. 8 quarts would be 2 gallons. Okay, so GAL, GAL. Minor bird. Okay, yes, they are very, very loud. I think I can hear some at the moment. Scientists who spent. Galilei. Of course, for daring to suggest that the Earth revolved around the sun. More or less would be ish. Okay. I guess Patrick O'Brian novel is set on the sea. So observe the expected formalities. Stand, and then that symbol that I don't understand yet. And then another word. Stand. No. Oh, yeah. I still haven't quite figured out what's going on there. Barista's flourish. Maybe a spiral doesn't fit, but maybe swirl. Yes, that could work. Okay. Rafts. No. Men who marry later in life. Easy listening radio category. Easy listening radio category. I can't quite make sense of that. Nays, not sure. Not distracted at work. Locked in or focused or in the zone. None of those fit. Facade. No. Gild the lily with it. No, not sure. Man who might be installing a baby gate could be a new dad. Quirky sort could be a dork, perhaps. Citrus drinks could be aids, like lemonades or limeades, orangeades. Okay. Gild the lily with it. No. Okay, Lamborghinis to some would be dream cars. Oh, it was Dyson. Big name in vacuum cleaners. Wait, is there another one? Oh, there are 2. There's one here as well, big name in vacuum cleaners. Oh, that's interesting. Got to repeat. Okay. Rox Nirvana for one. They are a trio. Were a trio. That makes sense. Chow could be fair. Oh, it was Sean. Okay, Sean fits. Fair instead of food. Okay. Men who marry later in life. Gray something? No. Okay, what about this? Split something equally. Went 50-50. The W helped there. Gild the lily could be overdo it. That could make sense. Facade then would be veneer. Nays could be no votes. You're voting no, you're saying nay. Not distracted at work would be on task. Leveled would be evened. Okay. Light FM. Is that a thing? Late FM? Light FM? Potentially? That's an odd one. I've never heard that phrase before. Loot FM? Anyway, tech giant based in Santa Clara. Beginning with I? I might just get rid of that I. It's throwing me off. All right. Men who marry later in life. Something edicts. Benedicts? Is that a thing? No, I'm not sure. Rafts? I still don't know, because rafts, they are like, could it mean like lots? There's a lot of stuff. Rafts of thing or something? No, I don't like that. I'll need to come back to this section, I think. Let's see. One of many in the book of Job. No, I don't know about that either. Chance, something eminence. Carpenter's adage illustrated 4 times in this puzzle. Measure once. Oops. Oh no, what have I done? Measure once, cut. No, measure twice. Silly me. Measure twice, cut once. Okay. So what does that mean about these? So these are meant to represent cuts, I suppose. So we're measuring twice. So here we're measuring 8 quarts, 2 gallons. So, and then we're cutting. Here we're measuring 2 gallons, I suppose, and cutting 2 gallons, 2 gals. So that doesn't make much sense to me. It doesn't make much sense to me at all. 8 quarts. Stand 8 quarts. Okay, I'll need to come back to that. All right, what have we got now? It's time for bed. So in square brackets means it would be like a sound potentially. It's time for bed. Yawn. Oh, that's right. You yawn when it's time for bed. Sharply dressed could be chic. Like a certain coyote would be Wile E. Coyote. The Bronx Bombers are the New York Yankees. Talk like a pirate day. You'd say ahoy. Part. Part. So nothing is coming to me. Roll. Oh, a role. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Like a part in a film or a play. Play a role. Yeah, again, a very confusing thing happening here with that cut. Or, yeah. Quite understand. All right. Big name in vacuum cleaners. I think this might be a brand I've never heard of. So His Eminence. Chance. Do I have a better idea now? Maybe a wish? Could it be a wish? No, I don't like that. Let's see. Wood found in restaurant furniture? I'm not sure. Licorice flavored vegetables. Licorice flavored vegetables? I've never heard of that. 32 ounces. B pounds. LB. So 2 LBs is 32 ounces, maybe. Maybe. Sure. I'll leave it in for now. Of help could be utile, as in of utility, having utility. And then camera type SLR. And then straw poll, exit poll. Pittance would be a sue. Core strengthening Pilates exercises. Not 100% sure. For some reason, toe tips, toe taps. Is that? Yeah, maybe it's toe taps. And then a young girl in Scotland would be a wee lassie. Previously known as would be nay. Please, it's my treat. A 4 would be air, perhaps. And then FTW would be online shorthand meaning victory. So fennel bulbs, I suppose, are licorice flavored vegetables. This slow gin fizz, I think, is something. Okay. This is really confusing to me. Letter opener. Oh, to whom? Okay, maybe this will help me make sense of what's happening here. To whom it may concern. So what have we lost here? We've lost CONCE. Once. Oh, measure twice, cut once. So literally the word once is being cut. Okay, stand once. Oh, that doesn't help. Stand. Oh, maybe it'll help if I put it in here. Stand on ceremony, maybe? Stand on ceremony? I've never heard that phrase before, but I can't imagine what else could work, because then here took off would be ran. Recite, name, something, and then light up sign. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So stand on ceremony, I suppose, could work. And then recite names. Names. Not, for some reason, nothing is coming to me here. Maybe names, and then Buddhist riddles. No, well, nothing exists in my brain for Buddhist riddles, unfortunately. Creature that can leap more than. Yeah, no, not sure. Totally cool. Still don't know. Old scratch. So scratch could mean money, but the capital S makes it a bit odd. All right, now that I figured that out, can I help with waving the white flag? Conceding defeat. Okay, that's what's going on there. Does that help here? Company that owns words with friends. Still don't know. Cry of frustration could be GAH, G-A-H, and then when mating typically occurs, end game. Okay, that makes sense. We're talking about chess. So it's at the end, towards the end of the game is when people start mating in chess. Company, I have no idea. I don't know if I've ever heard of it. So then recite name off. And then, so then creature that can leap more than etc. would be a flea. Okay. Totally cool could be neato. Old scratch. Old scratch. Rattan. Satin. Huh. That's a bit odd. Pattern, Latin. No, I don't know. So name off. So something Inco. Oh, Zen Koans? Zen? So Zynga being the company? Zen Koans. Satan. I'll just have to come back to that. All right, so does that help here now? Something, not from, concentrate. Concentrate. Because we're cutting once. Okay. So clearly not rabbi. Maybe it's not even base saxes, to be honest. Well, I guess all the other ones. So some sort of sax. Okay, maybe it is bass sax. It could be alto sax, though, which is an instrument I've actually heard of. Could be, but then none of these make sense if I put in alto. All right. Shoes out could be reams out, I feel, is a phrase that I've heard. All right, maybe it is bass sax. And then religious abbot, maybe? Abbot could be a religious title coming from. Sure. And then Project Hail Mary creatures could be ETs, extraterrestrials. Cycle at night would be REM, as in rapid eye movement, part of the sleep cycle. Rock band would be a seam within rocks, I guess, underground rocks. Ash, sure. EBW, sure. Rollo, then? Ill, yes, badly would be ill. And then freak out could be panic. Okay. Spider-Man, for one, not sure. Common sight near the entrance of a mall. Oh, a map. A map. That would make sense. Green or black African menace. Mamba? Black mamba? Green mamba? I've never heard of a green mamba. Oh, bait. Yes, just bait. It's that simple. Spider-Man is an alias. Sound from a horn. Beep. And then EPSM. Oh, goodness. What is this? Concentrate. Yes. Bass sax. Beep. Classic car that shares its name with a planet. ESC. So ESC, that's odd. What about give some heat? No, that's nothing's coming there. Give some heat. All right, maybe it's not reams. It could be could be slams. Shoes out, slam. No, that doesn't quite work. So bass sax is not from concentrate. ETs. So I guess it is Abbott. Now give some heat. Maybe something ending in S, but then something SN rooms is kind of throwing me off. Post debate areas. Now let's see. After debate, I don't know that there's a set place that people go, I suppose. Maybe it's not base. Maybe it's not base. But what else could it be? Barisaxes? Barry saxes? Like baritone sax. And then this could be Merc, I guess, for Mercury. Maybe. And then this could still be beat. Oh, spin rooms. Okay, so after a debate, the spin doctors show up and try to make them sound better. Give some heat, so arms. Okay, you give weapons to someone. A gun can be referred to as heat. Okay. Big name in vacuum cleaners, I don't know. Okay, one of many in the book of Job. Tales, or one of many trials? So Job went through many trials, I think. Maybe the fact of life girl is Blair? Maybe it was Lots then. Oh, Intel. Okay, Light FM, Intel. Benedict's Men Who Marry Later in Life? I've never heard that before. Chance could be Risk. Excellent. All right. I'll take it. So what have we got? 38 minutes, 38 seconds. Not too bad. Orek, I've never heard before, so that's an interesting one. And I think there was another one here. Recite name off feels a bit odd. And then Satan. Satan. For Old Scratch. I have no idea what that means. I don't know anything about the answer. I don't know anything about that clue. So there's quite an interesting theme here, because it's kind of two themes in one. We've got two kind of things to, I suppose, help us solve these by combining like 2 gallons to form 8 quarts. And then here where we cut literally the word once out, which that slowed me down for sure. But not too much. I'm glad I was able to figure it out eventually. Oof. That was a solid Sunday. That was a big one. A lot of themes, a lot of tricky clues, tricky questions, but thankfully, he was able to get there in the end. 38 minutes, 38 seconds. That's Sunday, the 12th of October, 2025.